Wow, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's for real, it's Wednesday.
And it's supposed to be a holiday.
Yeah, but we're working.
Yeah, for
because
you
you're right there.
this morning. Good to see you once again, those of you who are at home, and good morning to you.
I have a question for you. Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to wake up this morning and have a great day?
They're watching TV in bed.
I think maybe the meat from yesterday has been slowing some people down. So we have to pump people up.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. It's a real blessing to be able to just sit back, breathe easy, and, you know, take your time to get out of bed, grab some food or whatever you're doing this morning. But it's good. It's good. People are chilling. It's nice for a change.
My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Owope.
We're live online right now at tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. For comments, ensure our hashtag is right there. For Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, hashtag Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah, and I'm wondering what we're having for breakfast this morning.
Something celebratory.
Because I'm hungry. You know how when you eat a lot?
You never say that though. You never say you're hungry.
Yeah, well. You know how when, you know, you eat a lot the previous day, and then you wake up hungry and you're wondering why. Like, I really have never been able to explain that, but, you know.
I have no answer for you right now, but we'll probably have an answer for you later on the show. But before that, there's a Nigerian meal that we're going to be making today. We have Chef Shebi Otimo that's in the building with today.
Hi, guys.
Hey, guys.
Good morning. How you doing? Okay, so what happens really when you wake up hungry is because your body metabolism is pretty, you know, quicker and active at night because you're resting. Yeah, that's what happens. And yeah, Yomi, you're looking really dashing this morning.
Oh.
Shebi Otimo, don't you agree?
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah. That green jacket is one for the books, I have to say.
Thanks, guys.
Really nice. And we're all still basking in the euphoria of the festivities, people. The festivities are still ongoing. Yesterday, people started with first party of the week, and maybe a few happening today. But while we're at it, we must pay attention to wellness. Today, we'll be showing you what you absolutely need to avoid eating late at night.
Really important, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
and Wednesdays are the day when we focus on relationships.
Yes,
Today, we're going to be talking about situations where one is married but living single.
Does that actually make sense?
It does. You know, I've got one or two friends who, well, essentially they're living single because their families are not in the country.
So that is one particular concept.
Yeah.
Living single in a marriage. Maybe one party is far away or one party actually feels like they're not as engaged.
Or one party just doesn't care, you know, like, I'm not into this any longer.
And then there's some that feel like maybe they're roommates.
We're going to be talking about that later on.
It's going to be an interesting one. And then later on, we'll be having a unique performance from some cyclists. They're child unicyclers, and it's going to be really interesting to see what they have to do.
If you saw them a couple of weeks ago, I mean, this is something to definitely look out for today. They're kids, but, you know, wow.
If we had like
kids.
circuses in Nigeria, really, they would probably be really, really great. Okay, so right after that, we have something else,
festivities, giving you headgear inspirations for this period. If you have some Owambe that you need to go check out, it's definitely something to look out for.
Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. Now, that's not all. We've got some nice jazz music coming your way from Olu Jazz. That'll be happening.
Yeah. So many, many things going on this Wednesday.
Wow, woo. Okay.
You know,
that is what they call a music video.
Okay. That was a Tiggy looking like. Okay, let me not say something.
What?
This morning we had a conversation about who's a legend.
Oh yeah.
Legend is.
Who a legend is, and the conversation basically were about two popular artists. That's Two-Face and Wizkid.
Yeah.
And so, what really makes a true legend, guys?
For me, I feel like legends are really, really, okay, I'm going to say old.
Yeah.
Really, they have to be of a certain age.
Yeah.
Not really, really old, but of a certain age. You have to have had a certain level of experience in whatever field it is. Then you have to have done something that nobody else has done.
Yeah.
So for me, a fella is a legend.
Is a legend,
because he did something, he started a movement, started his own type of music, and it became well-known all over the world.
All over the world, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think when you're talking about legends, yeah, I agree that you have to have done something that nobody has ever done. Start a movement. I don't necessarily agree with the age thing, but definitely you started a movement, you've done something that nobody has ever done. You broke a record.
Yeah.
And you could be 20 years old when you did that. So there are a couple of artists, legendary artists in the 18th century that died at 25. Yeah. Poets like John Keats died at 24. So if you do something that nobody has ever done, or you start a movement, then you're a legend. So you're affecting millions or billions of people.
Added to all you said, from the dictionary definition, you have to be the best.
Yeah, at what you do. Yeah.
Best, well-known, popular.
Popularly known, yeah.
Yes, popularly well-known, the best in that field. So you cannot have, like, say, 2-3 legends in one genre, in one field. Yeah, the legend, it has to be the cream of a crop, like the
icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah.
That is the legend. So you understand. So we don't just throw nowadays. People throw the words around. I mean, just because someone is old, you call say Tony Tetefila as a legend.
Wow.
You call Idris Abdulkarim a legend because he's old school.
I'm not standing on that table that you're shaking this morning.
I will scatter the table. Wow. No, see, everybody else goes. Legendary artists in there. I mean, with all due respect, Sound Sultana has done quite nice, but you see, you can have so many legends over time. I mean. Well, just one day now.
At the top, there's only one Usain Bolt.
Exactly.
So can you call Chimamanda Adichie a legend?
No.
For what now?
You guys are.
What will you now call Chinua Achebe and Olaronimi?
Not right now. But she's on the way to legendary status.
Yeah, so
she's on the way.
On that path.
Yeah. Yes. So for instance, Wole Soyinka, first Nobel laureate for literature in Africa. That is a legend.
Now that's a legend. You now call Olaronimi. You now call Chinua Achebe before you even start. I mean, you're talking about people who have their books adapted into translations. You have over 200 translations of things.
Now, Chimamanda has her books on school syllabuses already, but she's still on the way there. She's not there yet. That's to me anyway.
All right, so let's move on to the legendary newscaster, Ugochi, who's on standby for us.
Yeah, the legendary actor here. Good morning, Nigeria. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari shunned protocol today and opted to trek some 800 meters to acknowledge Nigerians who had trooped out and marched to attend the Eid prayers. The president says he's delighted at Nigeria's steady progress towards food sufficiency. He also said this during the Eid al-Kabir prayers at the Kofa Arewa Eid ground in Daura, Katsina State. Buhari says Nigeria now spends less on food imports. After the prayers, the president, in his solemn message to the nation, asked Nigerians to rise above personal, group, and other interests and to promote harmony at all times. He also wished Nigerians a happy and successful Salah celebration. And Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the ruling All Progressives Congress APC remains as strong as ever despite the defections happening. At a meeting with party faithful in Lagos, he extolled the principles of the APC and asked Nigerians to believe in the promises of the Buhari administration. Community leaders and party faithful in Shomolu and Bariga local government areas tripped out to show their support for one of their own. In response to their plea, the Professor Osinbajo gave an assurance that the current administration is ready to take Nigerians out of poverty with its social intervention programs. Speaking on the defections sweeping across the country, Osinbajo emphasized that the APC remains strong as always. And APC's national leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, says Nigerians need to reflect on the essence of the Eid al-Kabir festival as a guide to reorganizing the nation. Other Muslim faithful and APC chieftains agree that the season also teaches about sacrifice, fulfilling promises, and tolerance. He also wants Nigerians to believe in the mission of rebuilding the nation And backed upon by President Muhammadu Buhari, other Nigerians at the House of the National Leader asked everyone to use this season to pray for peaceful 2019 elections, where Nigerians are advised to go out to vote their preferred leaders who would bring practical growth to every facet of the economy. And that's all the news updates at this hour. We'll now bring you the weather updates and more after that.
Hello, good morning and welcome. This is Sports on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Mexicano. Now, Nigeria's Minister of Sports, Solomon Dalong, has hailed the involvement of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo in averting a ban from World Football governing body FIFA. FIFA had threatened to suspend Nigeria from all international activities following a tussle between Amaju Pinnick and Chris Giwa over the leadership of the Nigerian Football Federation. FIFA recognizes the Pinnick-led executive board of the NFF and waived the sanction after the country's vice president informed them of government support for the Pinnick-led board. But Sports Minister Dalong insists the NFF crisis cannot be resolved with short-term measures. Former chairman of Nigeria's sports writers in Lagos gave a reaction on this particular story. And then moving on from that, the coach of Eyimba of Aba, Usman Abdallah, has praised his side's courage in picking maximum points away to Joliba FC of Mali in the CAF Confederation Cup last weekend. President of Liberia, George Weah, will honor Arsene Wenger and Claude Leroy, the two French coaches who gave his football career an early boost. Both coaches will be decorated with the highest distinction of the country in Monrovia on the 24th of August. Leroy met the young Weah while managing Cameroon, while Wenger signed Weah for Monaco in 1988. After 4 seasons at Monaco, he moved to Paris Saint-Germain and then to AC Milan in 1995, the year he became the only African player to win the Ballon d'Or. Now, Weah was elected president of Liberia in January. A national honor for a personal achievement. Well, whichever way, here's the president. That's all we can take on sports this morning. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. We'll take a short break, and when we get back, Yomi and Titi will be looking at the headlines in the papers. Don't go nowhere.
Welcome back. It's time for the newspaper headlines. And Titi, I think you have The Guardian?
Yes, The Guardian newspaper says, Buhari walks 800 meters to prove fitness for 2019 polls.
How long did you walk this morning?
Not up to 800 meters, yeah. That's for sure. Tambuwal erred on leaders' health, says presidency. Nigerians must wait patiently for dividends of economic policies. That's what it says. Also, we have oil majors, tanker owners defy presidential orders. Why we can't relocate to Niger Delta. Illegal parking returns as Joint Task Force withdraws. Government raises domestic borrowings by 1.5 trillion naira. NFF lauds presidency, FEC, others for resolving crisis. Governors allege poor implementation of federal budgets in Southeast. And finally, how high port charges engender bleak fortunes for Nigeria. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
The Punch is next. Tinubu versus Saraki. Talk about 2023 presidency premature, says APC. Tinubu shouldn't think North will support him in 2023, says Adebanjo. It's not a crime to be ambitious, says Junaid Mohammed. Buhari rules out scrapping of NYSC, observes Salah in Daura. Serap wants National Assembly presidency, others' accounts audited. Buhari demonstrated fitness for second term by trekking 800 meters, claims presidency. 90% of Africa's illegally imported e-waste dumped in Nigeria. 90%. DSS blindfolded held me incommunicado for 2 years, says freed journalist. Air Force bombs Boko Haram facilities, kills scores. Resign or we'll force you out, Miyetti Allah tells Saraki. And finally, Olubadan's letter forced new kings to make peace, says Ladoja. All on the cover of The Punch.
This day newspaper is next. Sultan to youths. Use your PVC to elect credible candidates. It says then with 800-meter walk, Buhari fit for 2019, says presidency. PENCOM targets 10% pension assets contribution to GDP, decries cut in retirees' entitlement by National Assembly. And it also says here, Nigeria, Angola deplete ShopRite's profit. Consummate Silk, Usoro takes charge of the bar. Then finally, National Assembly Joint Committee still deadlocked on INEC election budget. That's what we have on this day.
All right, Daily Sun is next. Whistleblowing policy gains. Federal government rakes in 21 billion naira, $378 million, and 27,800 pounds. Lai Mohammed lists recoveries from tax evaders, public officers, and others. 2017 budget controversy. Federal government failed woefully in Southeast, says governors. Abdulsalami advises political leaders against bitterness. Buhari trekked 800 meters after Eid el-Kabir prayers in Daura. It shows president's fitness for 2019, says presidency. I rejected overtures to replace Ekwerem Madu, says Abaribe. These and more on the cover of the Daily Sun.
The Vanguard newspaper has this headline: Federal government has failed our zone in projects, say Southeast governors. It's untrue. They're playing cheap politics, say Fashola Lai Mohammed. It's our challenge at NAS over zonal intervention projects, says Abaribe. Stop heating up the polity, Absalami charges politicians. How to deal with governors fuel opposition to direct primaries. More about that on page 8. Suspected killer of Ekiti monarch arrested. More on page 6. Then finally, our parties lack leadership qualities, says Obasanjo. Page 11 has more on that. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
All right, let's check out The Nation with the headline, Governors yet to submit proposal for new wage. Committee hasn't agreed on figure, says Ngige. Sultan, Sanusi, Oni, others embrace peace. Nigeria attracts $5.5 billion capital importation. Ajimobi urges calm as NURTW chair dies. 11 die in Eid el-Kabir Day accident. That's a sad one there. Whistleblower policy yields 13.8 billion naira from tax evaders. And then there's a photograph there of the president with some National Youth Service Corps members yesterday in a Salah mood. I'm sure they got lots of salamit while they were hanging with the president yesterday.
Well, we still have a few papers left. The New Telegraph says, Sage on INEC budget. Buhari will fund 2019 elections regardless of NAS approval. Senate say, we're not playing politics with election budget. INEC say Nigeria's voter population now 81.5 million. Interesting. APC youths boo governor, attack convoy, allege imposition of commissioner, party condemns action. It also says here on at the top here, NBS, Nigeria's capital importation hits $5.38 billion. Portfolio investment spurs inflow by 138.7 That's what we have on the New Telegraph.
Yeah, I think we still have space for one more paper.
Okay.
Nigerian Tribune has the headline, Buhari fit for 2019, trekked 800 meters, says the presidency. Fele, that's Oyo NURTW chairman, dies at 58. And this is a sad one. Apprehension as firm threatens to demolish structures in Adeleke University. 11 dead, 16 injured in Niger auto accident. 14 cheat death as trailer falls on bus in Ondo. Muslims throng prayer grounds, celebrate Eid al-Kabir. And then you can see photographs there of various celebrations in different states. One here with the president in Daura, another in Oyo State with the governor there, Ajimobi, and one in Osun State as well, and finally in Kaduna State, Senator Shehu Sani representing his people there. All on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
And that's all we can take on the newspaper headlines for this morning.
Well, we're still in that holiday mood.
Salah celebration is still happening.
So we're not going to be twisting your backs this morning.
Don't worry, we're flexing our stomach muscles for all that meat. Please send some to us. We're right here at TVC. We will accept it.
All right, heading to the kitchen now, where MM is hanging out with Shebotimo.
Hi guys, so I eventually had Salah meat. Yay, super excited. I just did this morning. Okay, so with me in the kitchen is Shebi Otimo.
Yes.
Yeah, I pronounced that correctly, right?
Yes, Shebi Otimo.
Shebi Otimo, yeah. And we are making something really interesting, guys. It's an Hausa recipe, and it's called
Masa.
Masa, Hausa rice cake. Yes. On the show this morning, guys, we're serving you some good hotness, some deliciousness. All right, so this morning, let's talk about, okay, so we are making Hausa rice cake, masa, and zobo.
Zobo.
But first of all, we'll go through the recipe for the Hausa rice cake,
yes.
masa. Yes, so take us through the ingredients.
Yes, we have our soaked rice already.
Yeah.
Soaked masa rice.
How long did you soak this rice for?
30 minutes or thereabout.
Yes. Okay.
We have our yeast, the rice itself.
Okay.
Onions and the spice, pepper, yaji.
Yeah. You call the
popular,
yaji?
Yes, popularly known as yaji.
Yaji.
Yes.
Where do you get yaji? Anywhere?
Yes, but you have to get your own recipe by doing it in your own way.
Okay, so we'll get back to yaji. Let's talk about the other ingredients.
Yeah, this is for zobo, the zobo leaf, popularly known as hibiscus flower.
Yeah.
Dried hibiscus flower, cinnamon, sugar, flavor, and cucumber.
Okay. What kind of flavor is that?
Pineapple.
Pineapple flavor. Oh, okay. Yes. So you get those ones in sachets, right?
Exactly.
Great stuff. Okay, so let's get to our rice cake. Okay.
First thing first, we are going to blend our rice.
Well, so just in case you're wondering why this is here, that's because we're going to soak the rice in here.
Yes, we are going to put the rice here in a tight lid cover.
Yeah, okay. So masa is an interesting house meal. I've never tried it before.
Very nice.
Never tried it before, so I am so excited about, I'm looking forward to what it's gonna taste like.
Good.
So, yeah, I was gonna tell you earlier on that I made ojojo over the weekend.
And how was it?
I don't know if you guys remember last week on the show, she made ojojo for us, and I decided to try it out, and it was amazing. I mean, it was my first time, and it tasted so good. At least that's what my husband said, and everybody that tasted it. Okay. All right, so can we hold on a bit on that one? What's the consistency we're looking for with the rice?
To be smooth.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're adding enough water to make it smooth?
I have. And the water must not be too much.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So is it going to be thick or, thin? I mean, the rice, after blending it, is it going to be thick?
Yes. It's going to be a little bit thick.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what next?
Yes.
Whilst we are blending our rice, I'm just going to leave this here. You're not making use of this anymore, right?
I'm not.
Okay. So I'm just going to take this to the sink. Okay, I'm going to get you the spoon. So, guys, we are making masa this morning. It's called Hausa rice cake. You could check out the recipe, which is going to come on your screen shortly. And you could also make masa. I mean, after watching this, you can actually make your own masa. And send us your videos on our Instagram page at TVC
This can be taken parties.
Okay.
Breakfast.
What's that for?
Ceremony for.
Oh, okay, measuring. Okay. So you're putting in the yeast right now?
Yes.
Okay.
This is yeast.
Okay. So what does the yeast do for the rice?
It makes it, that's why we are putting it in a tight lid cover.
Okay.
After some time, start frying.
Oh, okay. Great. Great.
Just a rising agent.
Okay.
For it.
So let's move the bucket here so that the camera can pick it up. Okay. Yeah. So what else do you need? What else are we putting into that?
Putting sugar.
Oh, sugar is going into this. Yes. Wow. Interesting. So can you use honey? Because I mean, I'm guessing that the reason we're adding sugar is because we want to get that sweetness.
You can't. You cannot even. Sometimes you might not even take.
Oh, sorry. I need to rinse this.
You might not even use sugar.
Okay. But you can use honey if you like.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Quite an interesting meal this morning. So this is for our Muslim lovers. Yeah. You know, we're surprising you on the show. Yay. Aren't you excited? I am. I promise you I am. And guess what? We are garnishing our masa with salamits. I mean, come on.
It's going to be cool.
Come on. With zobo.
Zobo speck.
Speck.
Yes. Watch out and see.
Watch out. Guys, you really need to be tuned in. Don't go anywhere. All right, so what's next? What are we doing next?
Yes. Because of time, we are going to start frying.
Okay. So in here we have our blended rice.
Yes.
Onions.
Sugar.
Yeah.
And yeast.
And your yeast. Okay. And yaji.
Yes.
Did you put in your yaji?
Yaji is going to be used after.
Oh, after it's ready.
Yes.
Okay. So how long are we going to leave this for?
Maybe like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
You can as well do it immediately. If you are so much in a hurry, you can do it now.
Oh, okay. All right, so, well, let's go ahead. Basically, people have to see. And then I noticed that you're using this pan.
Yeah,
let's talk about this pan, because this is not a common pan. This is not a pan that you... Let me take this off. So that
Masa pan.
Okay.
Yes.
How, I mean, like, is this very common?
It's common everywhere.
Okay.
Yes. You can get it anywhere.
But can you also use a fry pan if you do not have the masa pan?
You won't be able to use a fry pan because you...
All right, so, well, let's go ahead. Basically, people have to see. And then I noticed that you're using this pan. Yeah, let's talk about this pan, because this is not a common pan. This is not a pan that you... Let me take this off. So
masa pan.
Okay.
Yes.
How, I mean, like, is this very common?
It's common everywhere.
Okay.
Yes. You can get it anywhere.
But can you also use a fry pan if you do not have the masa pan?
You won't be able to use a fry pan because you won't get that shape of this.
Okay.
The particular shape is going to give you.
Okay.
If you are using a frying pan, it will be flat.
Flat.
And that is the one called masa.
Oh.
Yes.
The masa is in the shape.
I need to put
oil. You need oil. Okay, so I'll just get you vegetable oil here. Okay, guys, so just in case you're just tuning in, we are making masa on the show this morning. So how much oil do you need in your pan?
Just little.
Okay, so we're adding...
I'm good.
Oh, that's too much. Please teach me. I'm definitely going to try this. So.
Please go ahead.
But unfortunately, because I don't have the masa pan.
You can use, we have masa pan everywhere.
All right.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll be going on a quick break now. There's more on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Now, there are many myths surrounding late night eating. It's largely considered a taboo, but with the hustle and bustle involved in trying to make a living, sometimes one can't help it. In that situation, it's best to know exactly what to avoid and what to eat for your wellness. And our wellness expert, Dr. Olu Fafure, is here. Finally back after many months.
Yeah.
He's joining us this morning to talk about these things and the things to look out for and the things to avoid when you get home in the evening. So we have a couple of things here, Doc.
Yes.
And first and foremost, let's start with why do we need to avoid certain foods at night?
When it comes to food, you know, the bottom line is your calorie intake.
Yeah.
The amount of calories you're consuming for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. Mm-hmm. And there's this rather popular saying where you're told to eat breakfast like a king you eat lunch like a prince, and you eat your dinner like a pauper.
Yes, yeah, I've heard that before.
If you try to stick to that as much as you can, it will really help.
Yeah.
Health-wise. Not talking about weight loss or, you know, weight gain here, really, but
focusing on your health.
Just your health, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, let your breakfast be heavy?
Not necessarily heavy.
Okay.
Quality.
Quality breakfast, okay.
Quality breakfast. By quality, I mean you, for example, are doing a sandwich. You can have a sandwich with shredded chicken in it. You can have a normal staple breakfast, say pap or custard with maybe just a wrap of moi moi, just something quality, carbohydrate, protein.
A good mix.
Yes.
All right, so here, right in front of us, we have a couple of food items that have been laid out. I have eba here. I have some spaghetti. I have some bread and fruit and a glass of stout. So tell us about these and what should I avoid among these things here at night?
These are basic food items that we tend to consume at night.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these foods are quite heavy, especially your swallow, which should be perfect for lunch, yeah, not dinner. Why? Because they have a high amount of calorie content, and that is not good for you for dinner. You know, people complain about expanding waistlines and putting on weight and all of that.
So it comes from things like this?
Things like this.
But you know, with bread, it's very, very easy. You get home at 10 p.m., you don't want to spend time cooking. You just go to the fridge and just, you know, grab a loaf of bread. You're saying I should avoid bread at night?
Now, just this slice contains about 53 calories.
Wow.
So you consume 1, 2, 3, 4 of that with probably a beverage, and you have probably about 200, 300, 400 calories
at night.
At night alone. And, you know, for men are allowed to consume about 2,200 calories a day. And women about 1,005, 1,008. You know, men consume more because men have more muscles, and they tend to
probably
burn
a higher
calories
metabolism as well.
Yes. Yeah. So when you are consuming as much as 500 to 800 calories alone at night, and you've consumed some certain amount of calories for breakfast, for lunch, obviously you would have exceeded the amount of calorie intake for the day.
Of course, somewhere or the other, your waistline will begin to expand.
Absolutely.
All right, so spaghetti.
Same for spaghetti. Your spaghetti, your rice, your noodles are fantastic for lunch. Maybe for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
certainly not for dinner. So no more spaghetti at night. I'm hearing people just putting their hands on their heads like, what? All right, so I've got fruits here. Yeah, so talk to us about that.
Fruits are fantastic for dinner. Remember, from the saying I mentioned earlier, you're supposed to eat dinner like a pauper, so to speak. And it's all about limiting the amount of food you're having for dinner. And your fruits, your vegetable salad, your vegetable soup. By vegetable soup, I mean you can have your okra with a seafood, or you can have just a vegetable soup that
okra and seafood, all these things that you're saying are beginning to sound very kingly to me. They don't sound like
a typical Nigerian
or pauper's dinner. But it's fine. So let's talk about alcohol. This is stout. And most Nigerians drink after 6 o'clock. You know, you get off work, you know, you go and you grab a beer or stout. But tell us about why, whether or not we can have this.
So alcohol generally, same applies. Calories. For your beer, now depending on the brand, you can have as much as 150, 160 plus calories in just a bottle. And we tend to even consume more than one bottle. So you're doing alcohol, be it a stout or a beer or your regular brands of alcohol, and you're consuming a lot of calories. Now, mind you, you probably would be doing some fried meat along with it. You know, that is obviously pushing up your calorie intake. Plus, alcohol at night is not really advisable. A lot of people tend to misconstrue the fact that they sleep better when they take alcohol at night.
A lot of people say that.
It does make you fall asleep earlier or better, but you don't necessarily sleep.
Well.
Get deep sleep, yes. You don't get that REM sleep, which is which allows you sleep properly,
and
which
actually rest, you know,
helps you sleep properly at night. No.
Right. So avoid alcohol.
Avoid alcohol at night.
Yeah, but you can't then tell people to drink alcohol in the afternoon. So are you saying to reduce your alcohol intake then?
Ideally, we're supposed to do, if you're doing a beer, for example, or a stout, we're supposed to do about a glass.
A glass.
Not a whole bottle.
And maybe not too late at night. Maybe 6 p.m., 7 p.m.
Same applies to caffeine as well.
Okay.
You know, you can do your caffeine in the morning. Applies to dark chocolate. Dark chocolate tends to contain caffeine. So no caffeine contents anytime from, say, about 4 p.m.
All right. Wow. So you're giving us some new ideas here and, talking about avoiding calories, especially at night. So if you've had the challenge of expanding waistline or you're putting on weight and you're wondering why, so it's not necessarily even about eating late now. It's really about watching the calorie intake. That's what we're learning this morning.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So really, really important, watching your calorie intake, ensuring that you eat right, look for the right foods, vegetables, very, very important. All right. Thank you so much, Doc, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having
You're going to be telling us more later about a few other things that we need to know about food. Talking of food, is in the kitchen right now with Chef Shebotimo. And hey, guys, how's it going?
Wow, thank you very much, Yomi. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And this morning, Shebotimo and I are cooking up some household delicacy. I know, Yomi, are very familiar with this one, masa. Maybe your favorite northern meal. I don't know yet, but hey, today we're going to try it out. Okay, so masa is your house rice cake. That's what it's called in English, basically. And this is what it looks like.
Exactly.
So can we talk about the ingredients quickly, Shebotimo?
For masa?
Yes, for masa.
Rice, sugar,
yeah,
yeast, and onions.
And onions. And you
blend together.
After soaking the rice for how long? After
soaking that for like 1 hour.
Okay.
You blend together and get a tight bowl to pour it and key it. So after 1 hour or 30 minutes, start frying.
Okay. So now I'm thinking, what if I decide to add a little bit of ginger to give the masa a kick?
Splendid.
All right, great. Okay, so we're also going to be teaching you all how to make zobo. And this morning, we're about to give you the recipe for zobo. We all take zobo. I don't know how to make zobo yet, but I'm sure I'm going to learn that this morning on the show. I'm looking forward to learn that on the show. So let's talk about the ingredients for our zobo this morning.
The zobo leaf.
Yeah.
Sugar. Pineapple, cucumber to spice it up.
Yeah.
And flavor. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon flavor.
Cinnamon.
Okay. Yes. So cinnamon flavor. Are there different kinds of flavors that you can use for your zobo?
Yes, we can use pineapple, we can use apple, strawberry, depending on what you want and how you want it to taste.
You know, growing up, I always thought zobo was very complicated.
No, zobo is
okay, so let's get
everywhere.
To it then. Let's get to it.
So, zobo leaf.
Okay. And you can get this in the markets, because I've seen them 1,000 times in the market, but I just never figured out what it was.
All our local markets.
Yeah. And it's actually called hibiscus flower.
Yes, dried hibiscus flower.
Dried hibiscus flower, yes.
Yeah. I'm rinsing it.
Oh, you have to rinse,
I just have to rinse it.
Okay. So basically, this is what
don't get discouraged by saying, all the flavor has gone away. No. You're rinsing, you're taking away the dust. Oh. You know, it's usually exposed. Yeah. So no matter how rinsed you are rinsing it, the flavors are not going away.
Yeah.
So I'm going to...
And you know what? Zobo actually has a lot of amazing health benefits. Yeah? I don't know if you know of it, Shebotimo.
Yes.
You know, it's good for those who are trying to control your, sugar intake.
Exactly.
Very good.
And it's also replenish blood.
Yeah.
I'm pouring the hot water.
Okay. All right. So after your hot water, but usually I thought you're supposed to cook it. Or
you're not supposed to cook it. This is the real way of doing zobo. But we have so many people cooking it.
Yeah.
But this is the method that you can cook zobo and you enjoy.
Okay, great.
Yes. So
You know, I've had these zobo leaves in my house for years. I just never make use of them for whatever reason. I don't know.
Now you can now use it.
So let's just move this closer so that people can see what we are doing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm grating my
cucumber.
Okay. I can always use blender too, but in case there's no light and zobo cannot be done. No, it's not possible. Okay. So I'm grating this.
So are we soaking these zobo leaves for how long?
It's not going to take long.
Okay.
But just for it to be cool.
So if you also want to use pineapple, you can also use pineapple.
You can use pineapple. You can use both pineapple and cucumber. You're getting a great
orange. You need to use orange juice. Not the orange juice, not the packed one. I mean the
you won't be able to feel the
orange juice.
You can use natural orange juice, but the flavor won't come out the way you want it to.
Okay.
But you can always have our processed oranges.
You know, it's good for those who are trying to control your, sugar intake.
Exactly.
Very good.
And it's also replenish blood.
Yeah.
I'm pouring the hot water.
Okay. All right. So after your hot water, but usually I thought you're supposed to cook it. Or
you're not supposed to cook it. This is the real way of doing zobo. But we have so many people cooking it.
Yeah.
But this is the method that you can cook zobo and you enjoy.
Okay, great.
Yes. So,
you know, I've had these zobo leaves in my house for years. I just never make use of them for whatever reason. I don't know.
Now you can now use it.
So let's just move this closer so that people can see what we are doing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm grating my
cucumber.
Okay. I can always use blender too, but in case there's no light and zobo cannot be done. No, it's not possible. Okay. So I'm grating this.
So are we soaking these zobo leaves for how long?
It's not going to take long.
Okay.
But just for it to be cool.
So if you also want to use pineapple, you can also use pineapple.
You can use pineapple. You can use both pineapple and cucumber. You're getting a great
orange. You need to use orange juice. Not the orange juice, not the packed one. I mean the
you won't be able to feel the
orange juice.
You can use natural orange juice, but the flavor won't come out the way you want it to.
Okay.
But you can always have our processed orange juice.
Okay, great.
But when you use it natural, that means this is all natural drink. Okay. So you want it to be natural. That's why I'm using this raw cucumber.
Okay. So at what point does our sugar come in?
After sieving. Okay. We are going to sieve this.
Sieve this, okay. So it really doesn't matter how long your zobo soaks for.
It doesn't matter.
You just, keep checking in on it. Do you keep stirring or you just leave it?
No, we leave it like this. Okay. The flavor will come out.
Come out on its own. Okay, great stuff. All right, so we are making some amazing recipe on the show this morning. First of all, we have our Hausa rice cake over there, which is almost ready to go into our mouths. It looks really nice. It looks like a carado.
Yes.
And then
that's the essence of the pan.
Okay, great stuff. And right now we are making our zobo. We're going on a quick break. There's more on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Now, from the outside, it might be easy for people to equate marriage to a cure for loneliness. But this is not always the case. How does one cope with living single even while married? Family life coach and relationship expert Joanna Adeyileka is right here to shed a lot more light on this topic. Welcome back to the studio.
Thank you very much, Titi. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Now, we've had quite a few insightful conversations on this couch already.
Yes.
And this one feels like one that we might not even have enough time to go really fully deep into.
Yes.
But let's break it down.
Yes.
What does it actually mean to be married yet living single?
It's where two people are legally married and one or both of them decides they no longer want to be in that marriage together, sharing finance, sharing sex, sharing communication.
Okay.
So it could be either one or the two of them that have said, this is not working. But because of society, because of culture, they'll say, no, we're not going to actually separate, but we're going to live in the same house, but more or less like strangers.
Okay, so are you saying that this is a conscious decision, or this is something that probably just happens over time? Is it the same thing as drifting apart in a marriage? Is it the same thing?
Somewhat, yes. But, you know, you find some people get bored with marriage, and they now decide, look, because of culture, you know, expectations, let's stay together, but live just live separately.
Okay.
So therefore, what happens is, you know, I know of couples that this is happening to. They live in the same house, but they've more or less divided the house into two sections.
Wow. Okay.
And some of them stay because of the children. Some of them stay because what will society say?
Okay.
But you will find that they never go out together. They go out separately. They go on separate holidays. There's nothing together about them. And even for religious reasons, some of them will say, the church must not know that we're not together. So they just pretend. They live a false life. And friends are often the priority in their relationships.
Okay, so this feels like something that probably takes root after a certain amount of time has passed. Or am I wrong?
Well, I would say that more young people would still give it a chance. Let's try. But with the older generation, it's more of what will people say.
Okay.
Am I financially comfortable enough to leave my marriage? Or, you know, I actually love this, but it could be one of them that's saying, I actually love this man. I actually love this woman, but we're not getting on. So rather than having arguments all the time, let's just pretend we're okay.
All right.
Many couples married but living single don't even fight.
They don't have time to fight, or they don't have. They're not close enough to fight.
Well, one of them may be hurting really badly. One of them may be lonely. One of them may be yearning sexual companionship or needs. But because one of them, in this instance, is not ready, maybe there's infidelity may be a problem with this. There may be another person outside that's taking all the love they're supposed to give their spouse. There are numerous reasons why couples will be married but living single.
Okay, so obviously this must have a major detrimental effect on so many different aspects of their lives.
Of course.
First of all, the children.
Yes.
Now, these kinds of situations are often obvious to the children, even though the couples make it seem like, you know, they're still together.
Yes.
What sort of structure could be, for instance, I know that some people have probably too much water has gone under the bridge for them to even start coming back together.
Yes.
What sort of thing can these couples do to sort of improve on their relationship? Now, we're not saying that they should fall back in love again, that sparks should fly. But what can they do to get on that path back to a better relationship?
Well, I think a lot of couples living married but single have some deep-rooted issues. It could be one of them, it could be both of them. The solution, really, to start with, is to communicate with each other. From there, to seek professional counseling.
Okay, like counseling in
Marriage
church
counseling.
or actual psychologists?
Professional counseling. You know, I have to confess, many counselors in the church are not qualified to counsel couples. Many counselors in church are not educated to know to find the root of the problem. They will always take it back to the Bible to say, God hates divorce. God hates for couples not to be as one, cleaved as one. So they need to visit professional psychologists or counselors.
Okay. So in essence, what we're saying now is if you go down the religious route, you probably won't get to some of those issues.
Exactly.
Some issues might be solved.
Yes.
But then some other really more deep-rooted ones, you might not be able to hit the nail on the head.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Then obviously nobody wants to expose too much to the people in the church.
That's right.
And then I guess there's patient-doctor confidentiality with the psychologist.
With the psychologist, of course. And the psychologist will always really want the two of them to come. You know, it depends. At the end of the day, it is the person who approached the counselor that will decide what they want. The counselor will advise what is best for the couple. And what is best for the couple is for both of them to go for counseling. There will be strategic forms that they will fill, which will give the psychologist more information than the actual couple think they are giving. Therefore, it's possible that they will solve their marital issues.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about distance. Now, there are probably quite a lot of couples who one member of the family is in one continent,
yes,
another is in another continent,
yes,
and let's say the spouse is still here in Nigeria and is literally living like a bachelor.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
he lives alone, goes out, doesn't answer to anybody. You know, what do you say? Is this the same? Is this in the same bracket as married but living single?
It looks the same, but it isn't.
Okay.
That's because couples who have distant love can still communicate. We have WhatsApp videos, we have Skype, we have... I'm not saying that every relationship like that will be sincere and honest, but at least there's communication, which in married living single is no communication, little or no communication, even though they are both under the same roof. So I would say that distant love is still better. It's still better than, you know, our topic today.
Okay, so now I'm trying to put it in a particular perspective why I'm trying to compare the two situations. So if there is a couple who are really having major issues while they both live here together in the same house, and for some reason get on better when one party is in another country.
Yes.
So is this still in the same, does it fall under the same bracket as married but living single?
Well, you'd be actually surprised that a lot of relationships are healed when they actually, one moves out from the other. Not separated, but because of maybe job situation or such like that. You find that they communicate more, they're more honest, they're more friendly with each other. So sometimes in such relationships, it could work, hypothetically, work better if they are not actually together. You know, even the church, the religious sectors and the Bible says a couple can separate for a while until they can really know they've reconciled and come back together.
Honestly, it's always really enlightening having you in the studio. Joanna,
thank you so
you're
much.
Always welcome.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Can't wait for our next discussion. And we should continue this discussion online. Please make sure you use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. Tweet to us. Tell us online on Instagram what you think about this issue of being married yet living single. That's all we can take for the first half of the show on Wake Up Nigeria. But it continues in a moment. Nigeria, welcome to the second half of Wake Up Nigeria. And of course, we're twerking in the studio, we're drinking Zobo, we're doing.
Can you see me moving out of?
Just come back.
Moving out of the shop.
He was running away with the drink. He doesn't want you to have any.
So it's a holiday. We're relaxed this morning. Trying to. Those of you still in bed, you are blessed. We just want to say that.
Really?
Because...
But we want to get you out of bed, though. Really, fasten your seatbelts, because there's quite a lot that's going to be going on. We have an eventful show coming for you.
Yeah, lots of things happening for the next 45 minutes or so.
My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Ope. We're live right now on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Now, send greetings if you want to send greetings to your friends, family, messages to different people. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. No giveaways today on the show, though.
Mike, why? Mike, you've hoarded all those tickets.
All those movie tickets. We don't know what happened to them.
Oh, goodness me.
We'll try to see if we can get you movie tickets, but send us greetings first.
Of course.
To your friends and family and stuff like that. On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria.
First off, on this part of the show, we have a very unique set of performers. Cycling. Child unicyclers will be on the show today. That should be really interesting to watch.
And of course, after that, we're going to be giving you headgear inspirations for this festive period. Very, very nice. That's stuff that we'll be looking forward to.
Then, of course, we have some very, very nice jazz music coming your way from Olu Jazz. All right, so this is a perfect example of someone that is
I'm having a moment
single but living married.
I'm having a moment.
Mike eventually got his salamit, first salamit.
Salamit in 5 years.
Many years.
What? What? Mike, really? What is going on?
I want to thank all my fans, my family.
No, the only person you should be thanking right now is Shibi Otimo.
She wants to you want to give us a Halle Berry speech,
right? Really, Halle Berry speech.
When she won that Oscar,
at one point I was annoyed.
It was all tears, man.
I was like, come on. He was just going on and on.
Yeah.
And okay, I was getting embarrassed. But yeah, that's the feeling when, that's how I feel right now, so.
Honestly.
But then how are you married and then living single?
Just pray you never know.
I know that it's on different levels. There's the financial married but living single. There's the physical one. There's the emotional one. There's the sexual one.
Yeah, well, hey.
Yeah, so the intimacy, one.
There is actually...
It's broken down in like different... It depends on which is... which
I actually heard about 5 years ago, there's a particular power couple. I'm not going to say the name, obviously. They're everywhere together outside, but when they get home, they live in completely different wings of the house. They have completely different communication timetables with their kids.
Yeah. I can guess who they
everything. They're literally like roommates in the same compound.
Let's not also forget social media.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Phones, technology, because you're practically sitting together in the same, on the same couch with your partner, and you're both on your phones. You're together, but you're distant. So technology has also played a very critical role in married but living single, situation.
When you say something about phone, let's just round up on this one. Mom is in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Younger sister is here, right in front of her.
Yeah.
She has to text the older sister in the UK and say, your sister doesn't want to bring me glass. The older sister in the UK has to call the younger one and say, Mom is there upstairs, go and give her water. That's what phones have made the world become now.
Yeah, it's just created this connection between.
Well, we gotta move now.
Yeah, we have to move to the news now. Ogochi's on standby for us.
Good morning, Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari shunned protocol on Tuesday and opted to trek some 800 meters to acknowledge Nigerians who had trooped out en masse to attend the Eid prayers. The president says he is delighted at Nigeria's steady progress towards food sufficiency, and he also said this during the Eid Kabir prayers at the Kofa Arewa Eid ground in Daura, Katsina State. Buhari says Nigeria now spends less on food imports. After the prayers, the president, in his Salah message to the nation, asked all Nigerians to rise above personal, group, and other interests and to promote harmony at all times. He also wished Nigerians a happy and successful Salah celebration. APC's national leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, says Nigerians need to reflect on the essence of the Eid al-Kabir festival as a guide to reorganizing the nation. Other Muslim faithful and APC chieftains agree that the season also teaches about sacrifice, fulfilling promises, and tolerance.
Around the world.
He also wants Nigerians to believe in the mission of rebuilding the nation embarked upon by President Muhammadu Buhari. Other Nigerians at the House of the National Leader asked everyone to use this season to pray for peaceful 2019 elections, where Nigerians are advised to go out to vote their preferred leaders who would bring practical growth to every facet of the economy. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the ruling All Progressives Congress APC remains as strong as ever despite the defections happening. At a meeting with party faithful in Lagos, he extolled the principles of the APC and asked Nigerians to believe in the promises of the Buhari administration. Community leaders and party faithful in Shomolu and Bariga local government areas trooped out en masse to show their support for one of their own. In response to their plea, the Professor Osinbajo gave an assurance that the current administration is ready to take Nigerians out of its poverty with its social intervention programs. Speaking on the defections sweeping across the country, Osinbajo emphasized that the APC remains strong as always. And now to Rivers State, where the war of words over the suspended House of Assembly by-election in Rivers State has continued, with the APC and PDP pointing accusing fingers at each other. Both parties denied allegations of sponsoring the violence that characterized the polls. Now the question is, who should take responsibility for that violence? INEC blames the politicians, the police claims innocence, the politicians blame the police, and also politicians on both sides blame each other. Curiously, more than 72 hours after the election was suspended by INEC, the Commission has remained silent on the way forward. And still in Rivers State, the police command there has denied playing any role in the violence that occurred in the state's by-election. Addressing journalists at the command headquarters in Port Harcourt, Police Commissioner Zaki Ahmed insists his men were non-partisan throughout the exercise. And that's the news for this hour. We'll bring you updates later. We'll now bring you the weather updates.
All right, welcome to the outdoors. It's a special day. Well, we have something for you guys. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. These guys were here a few weeks ago and they absolutely blew us away. They're kids and they're called GKB, a bunch of kids from Bariga doing stuff and stunts with unicycles. Let's check them out right now. All right, guys, are you ready? Please come on.
Only fire, only water, only money, only money, only money, only money. We are woody fire, woody thunder, only money, only money, only money. Let the mare bless you with body, oh baby. Oh. Star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Let the mare bless you with body, oh baby. Oh, star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Yeah, sucker, 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 baby. Sucker, 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 sucker. Oh, yeah, give him lock up, lock up, lock up, lock up. Oh, yeah, give him baby. Sucker, sucker, sucker. Oh, when I come through, they know we survive, so they turn up all eyes on me now. So many things you fit to do with your magic, baby. Stop getting plenty money. Yeah, you know what you gotta do. Baby, she low for me, show me how to do. No doubt I'm the one for you. I'm the one for the TV every time you do. Your body like Orodo. I'm a yakman, my type of polo show. Yeah. Sucker, baby. Sucker. Oh, yeah, give from lock. Oh, yeah, give from baby. Sucker.
Body, girl, you confuse my thinking with your body. Girl, it's for you that I'm singing with your body. Girl, come chop on my money. With your back on me, I do. Girl, come chop on my money. You make a man want smoke cannabis.
Sucker.
How my brain done reset.
Sucker.
All I see now your way. Sucker. Girl, come on, you make me dance. Sucker. I like the way your body stand back from you. Sucker. Baby, come take a dip from you. Sucker. Make your body move from me. Sucker. Baby, come take bank up from you.
Sucker. Sucker, baby. Sucker. Oh, yeah, give from lock. Oh, yeah, give from baby. Sucker. Step in the place, the party's scatter. Make them surrender. But I give them what they need, yeah. Another hit, another one. Nicki Minaj, she start to dance. Girl, I love the things you do, yeah. So baby, dance and dance to kusu, yeah. When you do that dirty wine, yeah. We are your baby, we are your body, yeah. Sucker. We are your baby, we are go crazy, we are your body, yeah. Sucker. Want to spend money, make me spend money, yeah. Sucker. We are your baby, we are go crazy, we are your body, yeah. Sucker, baby. Sucker. We are give from lock. We are give from baby. Sucker. Let tomorrow bless you with body, oh baby. Star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Let tomorrow bless you with body, oh baby. Oh, Star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. NigerFlavor.com. Sucker, baby. Sucker. Oh, yeah, give from lock. Oh, yeah, give from baby. Sucker. Step in the place, the party's scatter. Make them surrender. But I give them what they need, yeah. Another hit, another one. Nicki Minaj, she start to dance. Girl, I love the things you do, yeah. So baby, dance and dance to kusu, yeah. When you do that dirty wine, yeah. We are your baby, we are your body, yeah. Sucker. We are your baby, we are go crazy, we are your body, yeah. Sucker. Want to spend money, make me spend money, yeah. Sucker. We are your baby, we are go crazy, we are your body, yeah. Sucker, baby. Sucker. We are give from lock. Oh, yeah, give from baby. Sucker. Let tomorrow bless you with body, oh baby. Star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. Let tomorrow bless you with body, oh baby. Oh, Star boy go bless you with money, oh my girl. NigerFlavor.com.
Well done, guys. You've done it again.
Sucker, baby. Sucker. Oh, yeah, give from lock. Oh, yeah, give from baby. Sucker. Step in the place, the party's scatter. Make them surrender. But I give them what they need, yeah. Another hit, another one. Nicki Minaj, she start to dance. Girl, I love the things you do, yeah. So baby, dance and dance to kusu, yeah. When you do that dirty wine, yeah. yeah, your baby, yeah, your baby, yeah, your body, yeah. Sucker, yeah, your baby, yeah, go crazy, yeah, your body, yeah. Sucker, want to spend money, make me spend money, make me spend money, yeah. Sucker, yeah, your baby, yeah, go crazy, yeah, your body, yeah. Sucker, 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 baby. Sucker, 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 sucker. Oh, yeah, give him loco, 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 loco. Oh, yeah, give him baby. Sucker, sucker, sucker. Electumare, bless you with body, oh, baby. Oh. Star boy, go, bless you with money, oh, my girl. Electumare, bless you with body, oh, baby. Oh. Hey. Star boy, go, bless you with money, oh, my girl.
Guys, well done, guys. You've done it again. Absolutely amazing. Oh, yeah, let's take a bow together. Well done. Well done. Wow. We're going to take a break now. I'm sure that you were absolutely blown away by that performance. And, of course, we'll be right back for more on Wake Up Nigeria.
All right, welcome back. Okay, so today on the show, we're going to be learning you Muslim lovers how to rock your turban in another stylish way. And with me is Folake Oladipupo Okunaya. She is the creative director of Bell Signature and the convener for Millennials Network NG. Hi, Folake.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing?
Very fine, thank you.
Man, since I wore this, I've been so jazzed up. Like, who says you can, you know, jazz up your turban? Okay, so what are we doing today?
Okay,
what are you looking for
I just wanted to make a little paste that you can use to like spice up your turban. Okay. And you know, for our Muslim sisters, we like to cover up very well, but we want to do it in a very stylish way. So there are things that I'm going to be using here that is very accessible in the market. Just crinoline. This is a small one.
This crinoline?
Yes, it's called crinoline.
Okay.
And this.
Okay, so I'm just going to take this bit, so because I mean I need to learn. These days, just never know.
And we have the big size. Okay. And so I'm going to be working with this, just something small.
What are the tools we're working with?
Okay, I'm going to be working with crinoline. I'm going to be working with our gum. Okay. I'm going to be working with another kind of gum, my scissors, my accessories. I have some lovely accessories here that I'm going to be working on. So just like you're making a little bow is what we want to do, just like a little bow.
A little bow. Am I getting it?
Just keep at it. Creativity, there's no mistake in creativity.
Okay.
So just do some foldings.
Okay.
That's all you need to do.
You know, I was at a training some weeks ago, and I realized that, you know, you millennials are doing an amazing job. Like, I mean, and then it's not difficult to make this, you know, hair accessories, fascinators, because they're becoming a huge trend.
Exactly.
And who says that our, you know, Muslim sisters and sisters have to be left behind on this trend? No, of course not. You know, it's not for the, you know, because when you see fascinators or hatsinators, you think church. Yeah. And then, you know, you could also have this twist on your turban. I mean, if you're going to the mosque.
Yes. Yeah. For nikai, for weddings, even for Jumat service. Yeah. You know, something simple.
Okay. So am I making progress?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, cool. Then I have my transparent thread here.
Do I get a thread?
Yes, you have one here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to tack it all together. Here.
So apart from crinoline, is there any other fabric that you can work with?
Yes, we work with feathers, like something like this.
I mean, in creating this kind of bow, for example, an Ankara.
Yes.
If you want to add like an Ankara twist to your turban.
Definitely, yes. If you're like what I'm wearing an Ankara skirt like this. So I can make my design for my turban to be used with Ankara. So it's very possible. So
where we at?
This is like almost done.
Okay. So are we, what are you going to tack the end?
Yes, I'm just going to tack it, just that center. Make sure everything is together.
Okay. So my thread seems to be, okay. So I think.
So I have this done already. Okay. So I can put it right here.
With your gum?
No, not with my gum. Like I'm going to just join the accessories together. It's not ready yet. Okay. I can put an accessory like this, and I can keep it simple.
And these accessories are easy to find?
Yes, very accessible.
Okay. I'm liking this one. It goes very well with.
Yes, you can use only this actually. You know, sometimes you don't have to go all out and be creating, you know, trying to create something. You can just get one of these accessory brooches.
Oh,
yes. You can use your brooch, probably a little feather if you want to spice it up, like, you know, have a grand entrance. Okay. I know you can use all that. Okay. So I'm done with this already. So I just want to add some of these accessories to it.
Okay. I'm almost done with mine though. Because
you're doing a good job.
You just never know. This could become a business, guys. Okay, so whilst we are doing this, let's talk a little bit about what, you know, the milliners. Yeah. It's a growing industry in Nigeria. Yeah. And you're the first entrepreneur to start up, you know, this industry in Nigeria. I mean, as coming together as a body.
As a body, yes. We are...
So what's the end? What exactly is, what's the purpose for it? What's the vision for?
Milliners Network NG is like the coming together of milliners from all over Nigeria. Yeah. Obviously, you know, Nigerians are good at making statements. Yeah. And all, you can see the music industry. We are collaborating with people around the world. Yeah. Ankara is now a big thing and all. I know we have very creative milliners in Nigeria. So we thought it's nice. I think we are ready to actually place millinery in Nigeria to the world map. You know, it's very important for us to go, and we can't do this if we don't come together.
Okay, so first of all, I just realized that a lot of people may not really know what millinery is about. Basically, it's people who make hatinators, fascinators. Hats, yeah. People who work with crinoline.
Yes, cinnamon.
Because I know that is what you all often work with, crinoline. Yeah. It's basically your essential tool.
One of it.
Okay, one of the essentials. I'm talking like a milliner already. All right, so where are we with our
So I'm trying to like put my, you know, my accessories around it. Okay. So to sit well on it. I'm not, I'm trying to also be conscious of my Muslim sisters. I have to pray, you know, we don't want to affect anybody while praying. So we have to keep this in place, very much in place. So I'm trying to use my gum on this.
Okay, so we have to wrap that up in a bit. So I'm going to finish this up, guys. I just need to, you know, pay extra attention to what she's doing.
And we are good to go. Ooh. So this
goes on there.
On it this way. Then I can
so use your brooch or your pin. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to just put it there.
Okay.
Just to hold it. Just to hold it a bit. So you can have something like this with a brooch underneath and pin it up.
And you're good to go, guys. You're good to go. Thank you so much, Folake. I'm sure our Muslim sisters have learned a lot today on the show. So we're heading over to Mike. Hello, Mike. What's going on?
All right. Okay. So, of course, that was a wonderful one there from MM. Let's get straight to it. It should be used now to hearing good music on this show. And today on the show, we've got Olu Jazz in the house. How you doing, man? The sax talkative.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Good to see you, man.
And of course, he's here to give us a wonderful, nice jazz performance. All right?
Yeah.
Take it away. Okay. I wish. Come on. You want to clap as if you want to clap. Don't be clapping half-heartedly. Wonderful, great one. I'll be talking to him later on, but we'll take a break now, right? That was a wonderful performance. Don't go anywhere. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Okay, a few minutes ago we had the Olu Jazz in the house, of course, the sax talkative. It was quite a wonderful performance, a cover of Jeremy, and I've got him right here in the studio. Wow, you're the man. That was some very... Have you had breakfast this morning?
No.
So let's talk about the dynamics of playing a saxophone and all of that. Don't you need to eat for the energy to blow those notes and all of that early in the morning?
No.
Why not?
Because this is part of me already, and I don't think you need power to play the saxophone.
You don't need power?
No, you need power, but
I don't understand.
If you work out like regularly and with your saxophone, I'm not saying the physical workout.
I've never seen a skinny saxophonist. That's why I feel like you need power.
There are quite a lot of them.
But they are rare. Like, I've seen quite a lot of them, and they all have to be buff and strong. How long have you been doing this?
I've started playing saxophone from 2003, and
wow. That's about 15 years now.
Yes.
But that's quite some time. And then there's this trick, I think it was Femi Kuti that did it and all of that, let's talk about that trick, holding the note. I even saw you hold the note while you were performing and all of that. What's the trick behind holding a note for very long?
What I did is actually different from what Femi Kuti does. What you're talking about is called the circular breathing technique. Yeah.
Talk to me. Tell me something about it.
It's a process by which you're taking some breath. You're taking breath through your mouth, and you make sure that the one you take in will supply straight into the mouthpiece of the saxophone without you cutting it off. Wow. So it has to be circular, like it's a repeated way of breathing through the nose and through the esophagus and the mouth, and exchanging it like it's circular, like it's going like in a cycle. You know what I mean?
So they're actually breathing?
Yeah, you're breathing.
Oh, okay. But then you're doing it in such a way that it doesn't cut the note, it doesn't cut, it's sustained for as long as possible.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Learning the sax, did you have to go to a school or were you self-taught?
Yes, I actually went to school in 2003. I started in Peter King School of Music in Badagry, where I dropped out after 2 months because I couldn't afford
okay.
Yeah, but eventually I had to mingle with my students that were still in school then.
Okay.
So I had to learn from them, and eventually I became very good because I tapped from them, and because back then there was no saxophone, so it was one of us that had the saxophone, his own personal saxophone, and from there I started using his own.
So when there was no saxophone, so how did you guys get to learn? Is it just the one in the music school? You didn't have a personal saxophone there?
I didn't even stay long in the music school,
okay.
So to say, yeah. So I had to borrow from my friend.
Wow.
For like about a year, you know.
Has it paid off?
So much.
I like that. That's the part I love.
So much.
That's the part I love, because a number of people now see the trials and the struggles, and then, you know, they lose sight of it. You know, let's talk about your story. You know, coming from that means that you had to actually go through a lot to get to this particular point. Let's talk about the challenges you had on the way getting up to this point, whereby you're a recognized saxophonist, having shows and all of that. Let's talk about the trials and challenges you faced so far.
Okay, like I said, the beginning story has not been very, very good. Like by my start was very rough, because back then you don't have saxophones everywhere like today, you know, because saxophone belongs to people who are very rich, like the elitist kind of children. Those are the people that you see play the saxophone. But myself, I was very fortunate to have a friend that has a saxophone that whenever he's learning, though I've been playing trumpet from way back in the 90s, I started playing trumpet.
Okay.
So I switched to saxophone playing because I actually derive joy. I have always dreamt of being a saxophonist. So along the line, I practice like every 8 hours every day.
8 hours
Yes, from morning I start playing. I don't miss it. I did it for 3 years non-stop, even except on Sundays that I don't practice. So I practice.
How were you able to fend for yourself, bills and all of that?
Yeah, back in the days, there was no pressure, nothing, you understand? There's nothing putting me under pressure, no girlfriend, no.
So you trying to say that those of us that are girlfriend now is pressure now?
I'm not talking about now, that time. You know what I'm saying? No girlfriend. I don't have to buy good shoes. I don't have to buy good clothes.
Wow.
All I wanted to become is a good saxophonist.
Wow.
And that was my dream. So, and trust me, today my dream has come true because saxophone has been able to pay for my SSCE. It has been able to pay for my for my university degree, and saxophone has been able to take me to California where I got my master's, and saxophone has taken me all throughout the whole world.
Wonderful.
It's like my parents.
Oh, wow. You know, and it has made you so big that you are now having your own show.
Yeah,
your own show. That's quite a journey, man. That's quite a journey. That's what I wanted you to take us through. But then let's look at it on Sunday. You have your own show. Let's talk about it. Well, what's happening on Sunday?
Oluja's Live in Concert is happening on Sunday, 26th of August, and it's happening at Muson Center, the Shell Hall Muson Center. Trust me, that show is going to be a very great hit because
what are we expecting?
You're expecting to see Tim Godfrey, you're expecting to see Isaac Gerald, IBK, the Nigerian-born, American-based guitarist, Agbola Shadari is coming there, myself, we're having other musicians that are coming. I have a surprise saxophonist that is going to be on stage that day that I don't want to unveil the person's name. But trust me, you are going to see if you're going to be on my show. This is going to be a day for me to play out my heart.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow,
because
that's cool.
I want people to know what lives inside of me. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the day I'm going to actually unveil the real Olu Jazz.
Okay, you know what happens now? We felt you much earlier, but you sure don't want to give us a tip of that heart. Let's just get a tip of the iceberg of that heart. Let's feel that heart a little bit. Let's feel that heart. No, because you're the man. You're the man. What other cover do you love? Apart from Jeremy, which is a very wonderful one, which other cover have you done that really, stands out for you?
I've done the popular The Merciful God by King Sunny Ade. Okay. I've done many songs. I've done quite a lot of songs, but I'm a crossover artist. I'm a multi-genre artist. I'm a jazz musician, so I can actually play any song. Let me just do a love song that is actually done by my mentor. Okay. So I'm going to be playing.
Who's your mentor?
Gerald Albright. That's my Gerald Albright.
Gerald Albright. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's feel your mentor.
Yeah. So the song I'm going to be playing is called "So Amazing."
So Amazing.
By the late Luther Vandross. So
wow.
So that's what I'm.
Now you say Luther Vandross. Now I want to tell you to play Dance with My Father. Now you just say Luther Vandross.
Let me do that for you.
Okay, do it. Let's go. Okay, now let's go. Thank you. Thank you. You know why this song is special to me? My dad is late, and he used to have this style of dance. I actually used to dance with my dad.
Is this Shaku Shaku dance or what?
No, that's Shaku waiting now. This is wonderful. What I would want to recommend. I mean, I would want to go for that concert. So, but then let's head over to the kitchen. You know, you have to give me my own ticket. It's going to be. I have to be there. Wonderful. No I can't wait to see what else you have. If this is the tip of your heart, let me see the whole heart. What will happen? Okay, but then let's head to the kitchen and let's get to meet the rest of the crew. All right. This way. All right. Let's get to meet the rest of the crew.
Thank you.
Wow. You guys should clap as if you clap now.
Good morning. How you doing?
He sat down to play that song.
Good performance.
Olujaz, we love you, Olujaz. We love you, you guys.
Have a seat over here, Olujaz.
This way.
Thank you.
He sat down to play. Like, do you know how hard that is? He didn't sit there. He didn't stand, man. You're the man.
But when I play, I mean, I can on my bed, like I can just like
Wow.
Oh, Olujaz.
So welcome to our kitchen.
Thank you.
And with us here is Chef Utimo.
Okay.
Chef Utimo.
Okay.
Yeah. I just needed to pronounce that correctly. Okay, so this morning we made masa. Do you know what masa is?
Of course it does.
I think, is it a northern kind of food?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Okay. But it's
so
very
it's
nice. It's
actually
made from
called
rice,
Hausa rice cake. Okay. Yeah. And we have zobo kunu and zobo and kunu mixture.
Zobo combo.
Yeah. So let her in a
combo.
quickly just tell us
Zobo
how
kunu combo. Yes.
Wow. So Chef Utimo, quickly tell us how you came up with your masa.
Yes, I did. I use masa rice, sugar, onions, and the masa pan.
Okay.
To make this. This is the yaji, which is popular known as suya spice.
Okay. Yes, suya spice.
And this is the meat.
Okay.
We do this in an event. Like
So have you had salamit this
That's
season?
how it looks.
No.
Okay, so yeah, we are giving you salamit.
Plus salamit there.
Thank you. That means I'm going to have my own breakfast from here, right?
You can
Yes.
start from anywhere.
Yes, so anywhere. Go ahead.
Anywhere there.
Yes.
Okay, this looks beautiful. Let me start with the masa.
Okay.
I'm a local man. Oh. Can I use my hand?
Please go ahead.
You certainly
Go ahead.
can.
Go ahead.
This one,
No, that's the, you eat
ahead.
it with your hand, yeah.
Then you can dip it into, oh yeah, there you go.
To the pepper.
It's good to be here, man. I'll come here every day.
Okay,
As
I'm
long
glad
as
you
bring
like
your
it.
saxophone with you, it's fine. No
Then
problem.
we will open. We'll tell security to let you.
Does it have a name though?
No.
Your saxophone.
My saxophone?
Yeah, does it have a name?
Ah, it's Olu.
Olu.
That's all.
Olu the sax.
Okay.
Okay. All right then. But it's about time for us to start the wrap up.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much for this.
It's been a good show. Now, people, we don't want to remind you, but there's work tomorrow. I'm sorry.
And the bridge is closing tomorrow.
Oh,
Bridge.
So don't forget, Third Mainland Bridge is going to be shut from tomorrow till Sunday. Right? So it's going to be shut from midnight tonight. So
Tonight or tomorrow? Midnight.
Tonight.
Midnight tonight. It's going to be shut from midnight tonight. So
Plan your journeys.
plan your journey.
Take alternative routes.
If you're going to the island, go early, very early in the morning, so that you can use the Ikorodu Road and all of that. So that's information for those of you who work on the island.
In
Very
Lagos.
important.
In Lagos.
Oh, yeah.
In Lagos.
Yeah.
For
Chef
those
Utimo
who
wants
work in Lagos.
to talk about her social media handles.
Yeah. Come on. Go ahead.
Super Tongue Concepts.
Yeah.
That's my social media.
Super
handle.
Tongue.
Super tongues.
Super tongue.
Super tongues.
You didn't talk about my
Your next
You didn't talk
event,
about my
It was
own.
on the screen right there. It was on the
All
screen.
right, so
the time.
what's your social media handle? And if,
Olujaz.
At Olujaz.
at Olujaz, and you can also check him out, Olujaz Live.
In concert.
In concert. Olujaz Live in concert.
Go get your tickets, all of you.
Go get your tickets.
And this is where we draw the curtains on today's show. It's been fun.
It has
been
been.
great.
We'll be back again tomorrow. Don't forget.
promo for his concert.
Big shout out to our friends.
Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
And of course, Fola, we love you. Thanks for the hairstyling.
Yeah.
And so much love, in fact. He loves us. He's always here.
See you tomorrow.
On time.
It's a working
See you tomorrow,
week.
everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much for this.
It's been a good show. Now, people, we don't want to remind you, but there's work tomorrow. I'm sorry.
And the bridge is closing tomorrow.
Oh,
Bridge.
So don't forget, Third Mainland Bridge is going to be shut from tomorrow till Sunday. Right? So
routes.
it's going to be shut from midnight tonight. So
Tonight or tomorrow? Midnight.
Tonight.
midnight tonight. It's going to be shut from midnight tonight. So
Plan your journeys.
plan your journey.
Take alternative routes.
If you're going to the island, go early, very early in the morning, so that you can use the Ikorodu Road and all of that. So that's information for those of you who work on the island.
In
Very
Lagos.
important.
In Lagos.
Oh,
In Lagos.
Yeah.
For
Chef
those
Utimo
who
wants
work in Lagos.
to talk about her social media handles.
Okay, come on. Go ahead.
Super Tongue Concepts.
Yeah.
That's my social media.
Super
handle.
Super tongues.
Super tongue.
Super tongues.
You didn't talk about my
Your next
social. You didn't
event,
talk about
So
my
it was
own.
on the screen right there. It was on the
All
screen
right, so
the time.
what's your social media handle? And if,
Olujaz.
At Olujaz.
at Olujaz, and you can also check him out, Olujaz Live.
In concert.
In concert. Olujaz Live in concert.
Go get your tickets, all of you.
Go get your tickets.
And this is where we draw the curtains on today's show. It's been fun.
It has been. Great. We'll be back again tomorrow. Don't forget.
For his concert.
Big shout out to our friends.
Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
And of course, Fola, we love you. Thanks for the hairstyling.
Yeah.
And so much love. In fact, he loves us. He's always here.
See you tomorrow.
On time.
So
see you tomorrow, everybody.
Bye. Bye.